Hi, friends. This is VinothGowrishankar. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon. And don't forget to hit the like button.
While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note.
Mom, here is a note, is given by principal. Attention, students. I have a letter from Wanda's father that I want to read.
Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to big city. No more holler Pollock. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. A deep silence met the reading of this letter.
I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings, because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened, unfortunate and sad, both. And I want you all to think about it.
Maddie tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put her mind on her work. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. True, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Worse. She was a coward. At least Peggy hadn't considered they were being mean, but she, Maddie, had thought they were doing wrong. She could put herself in Wanda's shoes. Goodness! Wasn't there anything she could do? If only she could tell Wanda she hadn't meant to hurt her feelings. She turned around and stole a glance at Peggy, but Peggy did not look up. She seemed to be studying hard. She had to find Wanda Petronsky. Maybe Peggy would climb the heights with her, and they would tell Wanda she had won the contest, that they thought she was smart and the 100 dresses were beautiful. When school was dismissed in the afternoon.
Hey, let's go and see if that kid has left town or not.
The two girls hurried out of the building, up the street toward Bogan's Heights.
I never did call her a foreigner or make fun of her name. I never thought she had the sense to know we were making fun of her anyway. I thought she was too dumb. And gee, look how she can draw.
Maddie could say nothing. All she hoped was that they would find Wanda. She wanted to tell her not to move away and everybody would be nice. She and Peggy would fight anybody who was not nice.
I think that's where the Petronskys live.
Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. Still there was no answer. There was no doubt about it. The Petronskys were gone. How could they ever make amends? They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill.
Well, anyway, she's gone now, so what can we do?
But that night she could not get to sleep. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last Maddie sat up in bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long, long time, she reached an important conclusion. She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were. And they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business. Maddie put herself to sleep at night making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with How many dresses have you got? Now it was Christmas time, and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning.
You remember Wanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me, and I am glad to know where she lives, because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. Dear Miss Mason, how are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses, because in my new house I have 100 new ones, all lined up in my closet. I'd like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming, and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. This shows she really likes us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything's all right. And that's that. I hope so.
She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight-lipped Polish girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Wanda had been nice to her, anyway, and studied it intently. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing. But it looked like her, Maddie. It really looked like her own mouth. Why, it really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's.
Peg, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Look, that's you.
The head and face of this picture did look like Peggy.
What did I say? She must have really liked us, anyway. Yes, she must have.
She blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of laughing girls after she had walked off.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and share. Thank you for your support.